Welcome to Fusionverse, a show where we talk about anime, TV shows, movies, and games. And today we're talking about Gotham, a friggin' awesome show that has its ups and its downs. And I've been having kind of mixed feelings about this show. And I wanted to let you know if you haven't seen the show, if it's a show worth watching. Now, if you're a huge Batman fan, a huge DC Comics fan, then I think you're definitely gonna like certain aspects of the show, like Harvey Bullock. It's friggin' awesome that he's in there, especially because I remember him from the animated series, and the actor portraying him does such an amazing job with it. Now, this show does have a lot of faults. There's certain turns that it takes, certain characters that it involves, where I'm kind of like, oh, aren't these kind of characters supposed to be later on, where Batman is kind of more established, and they kind of flock to him. They gravitate towards him because he is this costume vigilante. Now, there's a lot that kind of just transitions that keep going that were kind of a little off. And with this new season, there are some things that it does well, but also doesn't do so well. Now, something that goes is they introduce, of course, Scarecrow and Crane. However, there seems to be something that's just kind of bad about this whole situation, is that all these characters are being brought out. It's like, oh hey, we may not have Batman, but we have these characters, and for some things it's interesting to see them kind of develop, but at the same time it makes you wonder, okay, but who's fighting them? Who's going to be fighting these guys, right? And it's going to, of course, is James Gordon, Harvey Bullock, and I guess the GCPD, but there seems to be just this conflict of interest where they're trying to build up this character, Bruce, and trying to make him Batman within the season. This season is kind of a year one for Bruce, where he's kind of trying to learn how to be Batman. But as you see through the seasons, they take some twists and turns with the character. Some that I was kind of shocked of what they did. You will see Ra's al Ghul in this season, in the first episodes that you see him. But something happens that I won't spoil for you if you definitely want to watch it. But it's something that I felt was something that shouldn't have happened. I'm not sure if there's going to be any more motives or anything else that goes on with it. But from what I saw, something that they do with Ra's al Ghul, where I'm just like, it could have been better. You could have done something great. And now you kind of have this whole thing of like, oh, what's going to happen? What's going to happen with Bruce? You kind of expected it to go in a certain path, but it feels like they just kind of dropped the ball there. It feels like there could have been so much more storytelling with it. And maybe they will. Maybe there'll be another, twist and turn. But so far, that story with Bruce Wayne trying to, I guess, become Batman, it's lacking. It feels as though the story is more with James Gordon and Harvey Bullock with the GCPD, everything that's going on, all these DC characters that are coming out, and it kind of makes you wonder, okay, should it just be kind of like a James Gordon type of thing, where he's like, this is kind of his story. It's felt that way for a while, but at the same time, you kind of see the whole, like, Bruce is kind of like, I guess, the backstory. So you're kind of wondering, is this like are the writers giving enough attention to him? And for me, it feels like Bruce Wayne is kind of an afterthought. Sometimes they'll have like good storytelling, and it involves him a lot, but as of late it just feels kind of lackluster. Now, everything going on with the GCPD, James Gordon, Harvey Bullock, all these other characters, Penguin, the Riddler, they've been going great. There's a lot of other characters as well, of DC characters that I was like, wait, is that a DC character? Oh wait, I know that's a DC character. And it's very interesting, creative, that they're including all these just characters that you wouldn't normally, think about. There's one character that I could say, his name is Headhunter. I was like, what? Like, what is that? That sounds kind of familiar. Like I probably heard it somewhere. It feels like a DC character. So I'm like, you know what? Let me look it up right quick here on my phone. And sure enough, yeah, he was. And it's very interesting, just how he's able to just portray that character. And I was like, oh, that's very interesting. Now they have introduced a lot of other characters, and one like I I want to spoil, but I don't. But you have to watch it. You have to watch, you know, the season two, the episodes to just understand how excited I am for this character. He's he's a monster of a character. It's he was portrayed by some his name, everything that just kind of matched up. It's freaking amazing, you know, just how they were able to kind of do this. And I was like, oh man, are they gonna do it right? Are they not? And I think it did a well enough job for it. So I'm kind of hoping that you know that it happens that there's more that they provide more with these characters, and it feels like they are because this was kind of a main character, and I really enjoyed it. And you're gonna see a lot of collaborations with all these different characters, alliances forming or just suspicions. There's a lot where I just I feel like from the last season where kind of Penguin reveals that he's gay or something, that he's in love with the Riddler. I feel like they it was the way they were just bringing it up wasn't done in a correct way. It was just kind of like, hey, we're gonna make him gay, and there was really no sense of like, oh, there's stuff that happened in the past, or like stuff that kind of revealed this way, or that it progresses into the next season where it's like, oh, maybe he's seeing someone, or maybe he met someone else, or any type of story like that. But as you kind of see in this season, Penguin, they don't really follow up with that. It's kind of just that story of like, oh, I felt this way or whatever, I liked you, but it's kind of like they just decided to go back on that whole storyline and say, you know what, we're not gonna go with the gay aspect because they ruined it. They made it. I don't know. They just didn't do a good enough job to make you think like, oh yes, this is a gay character. It was just kind of just thrown out there to see if like people would react to it, and it was done very poorly. Now on Arrow, when they introduce gay characters, or lesbian characters, they do it in such a way where it's more natural. It has like a sense of like, oh yeah, okay, oh yeah, oh he's with someone, okay, cool, But in this, it just felt kind of just thrown out there to see, if they would catch anyone's attention. It felt like something that someone would do just to try to be edgy, like an edgy type of show. And it's a real shame because I feel like if they would have gone that route and they would have done it properly, then it could have worked. But it didn't. And so, with that said, there's a lot of great aspects to Gotham. I suggest you watch it and give it a try. I binge watched a lot of episodes as of late, and it's been really amazing. I really enjoyed them, and I will say this: I do hope that they keep improving on it and make it better. It feels as though they might be trying to rush to get to Batman to make the kid, well, not the kid, no, but the actor portraying Bruce to be Batman already. And it feels like you don't want to rush it. You don't want to just make him Batman right away. He has to learn. He has to, be training. And they've kind of lacked on that aspect. They haven't really shown too much training for Bruce. They've shown little clips here and there, what he's learning, but it's just not enough. And there needs to be just more substance for that. Now, if you are really a Batman fan, I think you would really enjoy this. Commissioner Gordon, the actor portraying Commissioner Gordon, or well, not Commissioner Gordon, James Gordon, because he's not commissioner yet, does a really great job. He's freaking amazing. The whole cast, just everything, because there's just so much conflict between James Gordon and the GCPD because, well, there's kind of a new crime crime syndicate happening, and it's a lot of preventing him from doing his job. And that's something that's really interesting because there's just so much internal conflict, happening between the GCPD and him, where he's trying to just take out all these police officers, expose them, and kind of like get them out of there, get them out of the GCPD and bring in good people. And it's tough because there's just so much corruption, but exactly that's what he wants to do. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And if you like it, go ahead and leave a like. Subscribe to my channel for more videos. Click there. Again, I have a Patreon. And yeah, thank you guys so much. Okay? And I'll see you guys on another episode. Take care. Bye.
Well, what do you mean I can't take off my sweater? I'm hot!